Comrades, why? Comrade Sarah, thank you for chairing the meeting. This is a historic occasion for me because it is the first meeting I'm really addressing as somebody who's looking to become the leader of the party. I've had small gatherings, but this is a meeting, and so it feels different, and it's a telling moment for me. I should thank Comrade PV. I don't even know where he is, but he stepped out. But his kindness and his guidance is really unlimited. And and I know for him it must be a really emotional experience to be going through this, because he went through his campaign last year, and he went through the election and Central Manchester, what the outcome was. So for him to transition to say to me, well, Mark, I think you are really the right person now. And as far as he was concerned, there was no other person who he could see leading the party. And he just said, whatever you need or want me to do, I will do it. So all the propaganda about me representing him or being a proxy for him or taking on this role to give it to him is all BS. I'm stepping forth with the support of many people, and he is one, and I'm proud to be his friend. I've been his business associate for many years. We've done some good things together in business, and I hope he will continue to serve the party with the talents that he has. But I don't think anybody needs fear. I don't think anybody in this room would fear, but I don't think anybody in the party needs to fear that somehow I will be subordinated to him or anybody else. I'm my own person, I have my own style, and I plan to lead the party forward. Comrade Angela, why, my heart full, may I tell you, because Angela is such a special person. She has, first of all, she operates from the point of view of principle.
Yes, she is.
So she will guide it the right way because she sees it, and she has so much experience as well. Especially for someone like me who hasn't been in the guts of the party in the way that Angie has for many years. So her, she guides me so well, and she also has a keen sense of the impact that how you treat others will have on them, And sometimes we get so wrapped up in things and there's so much to do and so on, it's very easy to make a mistake with that. And so her guidance and her approach I treasure, and I just thank her for her support, really thank her for support. And it gives me a great feeling of confidence to have her as my campaign director. It really does. South St. Andrew, Sarah Marshall, well, boy, I don't even want to get into too much because Sarah is a rock for me in the constituency. And, I rely on her heavily, and she doesn't let me down. And it's not about ego, and it's not about position. It's just about serving the people with a passion for that. And, I have so much respect for Sarah, and I owe her so much for helping me to make a difference and to try and move the constituency in a positive direction. And and everybody else from South St. Andrews here, Sharon, Louise, Sammy Kiner is with us too, although it's West Kingston. We're a family, and we've I think got the constituency moving in a positive direction, and it showed in the last poll. And Sheena with the YO in South St. Andrew is strong.
Oh yes.
Strong. We had the annual conference for the YO of South St. Andrew last Saturday. I couldn't go because I was in Manchester doing this type of work. But the young comrade who has been heading it up for the last year said he wanted to do some certificates of appreciation for the YO members. And I said, that's cool, and I gave a little support for that. And they sent a package with the certificates, And me tell you, fat so I was frying them out the certificate at the sign. I mean, it's well over 100 youths in the YO in South St. Andrew. You know, it's vibrant. And I must tell you, I love working with young people. I think they're so creative and the energy they bring. And they need support and mentoring and guidance, you know, as well with the experience that you have after 55 years of living. But, but if the party wants to move forward, we have to bring young people in and give them their opportunity to shine and to help guide us through, because that's where we're weak nationally too. You know, the young people aren't really gravitating to us in the way that have been apparently gravitating to the allure of the Green Clerks and the Brogard persona. So we have to treat our young people with respect, and that they're worthy and that they have an important place. And the YO is a very important organization for the party, as is the Patriots. As is the Patriots. They complement each other. So comrades, I am a relatively straightforward and simple person, you know. I'm a corporate lawyer. I've spent many years doing major transactions for the business community in the country. I know all of them. They know me. They know what I stand for as a professional. And I think they trust me and they respect me. And that's important for the People's National Party.
Absolutely.
I think that when I become the leader, that will be a useful. I think that is going to be useful for the party in terms of bringing us the support that we need from that area. Comrades, it's all about, as it's clean heart, clean hands. Yeah, it's a serious thing. You know, I've tried to be honest with people all my life. I've been blessed. You know, my father was a first orthopedic surgeon in Jamaica. Was my dad, Professor Sir John Golding. Came here in 1953. He was met at the wharf when he arrived by a man called Dr. Ken McNeil, Wickham's father.
Yeah.
So I have that link, you know, from way back. It's kind of historic as well. And he was involved in the Kendall train crash. He was the one who was asked by the Premier at the time to lead the response to that. That was a very bad train accident in Kendall. And then there was a polio epidemic in Jamaica, which was a horrible thing. It's kind of like, that was the COVID of that time. And he was asked by Norman Manley to take charge of that. And he established a center. It was called the Polio Center at the time. It later became the Mona Rehab Center. And it's now named after him. My mother was a career public servant, Jamaican lady, and she worked in the Central Planning Unit, which is now PIOJ, but it was then called the Central Planning Unit. Again, under Norman Manley, when planning, somebody spoke about the importance of planning. Commissioner here. Well, Norman Manley was a believer in planning. And the planning unit, she worked there as an administrative cadet initially. And eventually she left and went to the rehab center to help my father in his work. So I come out of a family of service. You know, where pursuing wealth wasn't really wasn't what my parents were about. I must admit, as a young corporate lawyer, you know, I saw the importance of if you're in business, you must be in business to be a success at it. And but I've always helped with the rehab center. Since my father died in 1996, I've been the chairman of it, and I've kept it going, and it's still going, and we're trying to make it sustainable. I put a lot of effort into that, and resources. South St. Andrew is like a family now for me. You know, it's a big family. and it's a family with, it has its challenges and problems, of course, but it's a joy to help the people and to try and empower them so they can, you know, move on in their lives and meet their hopes and dreams and aspirations. I'm really, you know, whatever resources I can muster, that's what I'm trying to do, whether it be in education or it be in small business. Those are the two main areas of focus I have there. And then the football club, which is a big enterprise, and I've been working this year with JFF and the clubs to put professional football on a sustainable footing. And that's all been behind the scenes, but a lot of effort has gone into that. And there's a new company formed, Professional Football Jamaica Limited. And I was the designer of that, and it's been implemented, and the business plan has been written. And COVID is a difficult time to do this in, but I believe professional football in Jamaica is heading in a positive direction, which is very important for all clubs and communities that have clubs, including ours. So, comrade, I'll just give you a little background.
Yeah, that's fine.
Some of what I do, you know. I was in the music business for a while as a sideline. I was a producer, yeah. I labeled Riverside Music with the 3 albums. And I write music and even sing music. I sang Comrade Bunting's campaign song in 1993.
Hey!
Yeah, man.
For Dr. Davis.
Yeah, I did one for Dr. Davis as well. Yeah, voiced it too.
Yeah.
And DK Duncan used to make me sing it at the rallies, much to my chagrin, because I really never planned to do that. But he and Bev took great delight in having this little man who looked like me come on stage and sing the tune. And so, you know, it's a funny thing. I've never been driven by personal ambition to be party leader, or I mean, I've been happy to serve the movement. I think I bring skills to the table, experience, good judgment. And that is what, when I was in cabinet of Portia Simpson Miller, one thing I love about that lady, she allows her team to do their work. And as long as they're working hard and delivering, she will give them the full support. And it was a pleasure to work with her. Dr. Phillips, I have a good relationship with him. Obviously, the challenge was a difficult period, and we've gone beyond that now. And I just want to say a little about that, comrades. You know, the party has been constantly in one internal problem or division after another for so long. And while that's been going on, we have seen our fortunes going down. We had the good fortune in 2011 of an excellent GenSec, and I was treasurer, yes. And Portia was in her prime and her Aki, and the JLP were doing a whole lot of rubbish, and we won by a landslide. But comrades, we have to put those internal divisions behind us, you know? Yes, yes. I know it's not easy because we're so involved in the politics, these things tend to consume us, but if we don't let go and bury them and pull together, the JLP is going to be in power forever.
15 years.
You know, because nobody's going to turn to us if we're divided. So I feel that this must be the mantra at this time, you know, to all of us. It's time to move on from some of those things. We don't have to love each other, like each other in a personal sense, but we must love each other as comrades. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And we must find a way of articulating what we stand for again. And that's one of the things that I hope that we will do together, and so that everybody knows where we are going, what we stand for and where we are going. Make it very clear. It must be consistent with our past and our history, but it must be a modern iteration of it. That the rest of Jamaica can listen, hear and say, yeah, that sound real. That sound like something that makes sense for us today. And we try and build back relationships with all the different sectors of society, which we can do.
Yes.
Because we stand for social justice. And we stand for equality of opportunity. Those are the basic principles. And that, who can argue against those things, you know? And if we bring integrity to what we do, so that people can trust us and say that PNP is a party-based, embrace us again. There's a lot of work to be done, comrades. The party is in shambles. The organization is weak. We have to rebuild it. And we can rebuild it, but it's going to take a common effort and a lot of work. But let's do it. 1938, it led Jamaica out of colonialism. It fought for the right to vote. It then fought for independence. It then fought for no Boston that day again, equal pay for women, maternity leave, and all those things. And since then, it's done so much as well to build infrastructure and to build institutions that help the people of Jamaica. whether it be from National Housing Trust to coming up the Chase Fund, Drugs for the Elderly program, and many, I mean, there's countless things we could really speak about that the party has given to Jamaica. But we won't get that chance unless we get that. We won't get the chance to resume that mission unless we get our act together. And we have to do it now. The party's at a low ebb. So that is why I put myself forward, comrades. It was not an easy decision for me, because I don't really relish, to be honest, you know, having to think about, you know, what shirt I wear because a camera is That's not me, right? But I'll do it for the team. And you know, so my role really, comrades, when I become the leader, my role is to pull the party together, rediscover what we're about, find a way of articulating that can be meaningful for modern Jamaica to embrace, and standing for integrity and trustworthiness in public life, and building the organization, which I need all of you to help me with.